Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Um, Today I just wanted to touch base with you guys on creating your own Christmas cards or small Christmas journals if you want to make it into a card. And then by it being a card and it's also a booklet, it's kind of a present in the card that they can then use to document, things about their Christmas, or they could end up using it as something else if they really like the Christmas look. So different ways that you can create this. These are my Christmas cards. I have other cards in here too, but these three, and I think there's a few here in the front, they're all Christmas cards. And so one idea is take a Christmas card, cut paper down to this size, and then just bind in here, a few pages. I don't know, this one looks like it's dirty, but it's not. Just bind in maybe 3-4 pages. If you want to give them a nice thick book, maybe more. If you just want, 1 or 2 pages. Another idea, like I buy these Christmas cards after the holidays when they go on special. So what you could do is take 2 different cards. Now, these 2 wouldn't go because this is pure white. That's off-white. That's more whimsical. This is more more traditional. But you could, in a sense, put one card in the other, bind them together, maybe put a nice dangle on it, and then it would be kind of like 2 cards in one, but they can also use it to document, like they could write on this side, they can write over here. If you say this to so-and-so from, then they could use this, maybe put something over on this side. It's lined paper, like this kind of paper here, cover that up. So they have another page. You could cover this up. You know what I mean? Or you can take plain white cardstock and just stick that in. But I would only use cardstock as the pages inside if you're only going to add 1 page inside, just like the card and 1 page, and you bind them together and that's it. If you want to put more than just the 1 page, well, 2 technically, because you're going to fold it, right? But in which case I would then use like printer paper. You can buy printer paper that's colored, maybe a light green or a light blue, depending on what the card looks like. Like with this one, I'd probably use a light blue paper to put inside. The other one, I'd probably use a light green colored printer paper, right? Or you can just get white and cream. And then, it'll be even lighter. So that's one idea. Okay, I'm going to take this away. Now, if you want to upcycle, I have these cards. Oh, no, I can go down here. Okay. So this is a card that was given to us. It says Merry Christmas. Now all you do is you take a piece of paper and you cover I'm not going to open it because it's written on, but you just cover the part that was written on. And then you can add pages and you can put your own saying or cut out the saying that's on the inside and then glue it onto the page. And then there's still other pages inside that they can then use as a book. This one too. This one has a lot of writing on both sides. So this one, I'm more likely to take the cover off from the back, like cut it down here, and then either glue it onto a cardstock that's folded, or, which I'll show you more later, or just cover both sides. But you have to make sure that when you cover it with something that's heavy enough so they can't see the writing, like check, right? This one too. What's this one like? Oh, this one got stuck. Oh, there was scotch tape. Suzanne, this is the card you sent me. I think it was like last year or 2 years ago. Yeah, so you could always just cover the inside, or if there's too much writing, just keep the cover and glue the cover onto some cardstock, which I'll show you in a minute. This is another one. It opens this way. Again, lots of writing. So I would either just use the top, in which case this one, if you just use the cover, because it's so tall, you could cut it down a little, well, a little bit, not much really. Yeah, so then that's another one. And what I meant by just keep the cover is this thing. See? It's just the cover. And this one, same thing. It's just a cover. Because all the writing was on the back side, like when you open it, all the writing was there. So I cut it so it's plain white. And, you know, technically you just could give it like this. On the previous video, I had showed you that happy birthday was a purple card with polka dots all around the outside. The one for Valerie's birthday gift. You could do that type of thing with this. You could either glue or decorate just the borders and then just write on the back and just give it like that. But if you want to make it into a journal, did I not keep those cards out? Where did I put them? I know they're around here somewhere because I had it in my hand. You see, you have stuff in your hand and then it disappears. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, one of these. This one was coffee dyed. It was originally this white one. Now this is half of a matte photo paper. But if you just get cardstock, it's the same thing. This would be half a sheet. And what you can do, if you want to leave it the full size, you can just glue it on like this, right? And then it would open this way, and you'd be upcycling your card for another card. Or some of them are a little smaller. You can just trim it a little bit and get it to fit. This one wouldn't, because if you look at the penguins and you look at the card, there's no way I'd be cutting off part of the penguin, which I feel like, I don't know, I kind of like the tail of the ribbon. But yeah, that you just take the cover, plain cardstock. You can get it in bulk for inexpensive. Each sheet maybe 1 or 2 cents. And then you make your own card. So that's an idea. Now another idea, this one. Now these two look like they may have come from the same card, but it did not. No, because here is the paper ripped and here is the paper ripped. And I don't think the card, see, it's not even the right size. But what I wanted to say is, if you found 2 cards that were similar, this is just slightly lighter than that border in there, that gold. What you could do is put this, either use a cardstock and then glue this to the back and glue this to the front, and you'd have your own card, right? Because there's nothing on the inside on either of these. This just has the imprint because this is 3D. And then there's this. And this is also 3D. But yeah, so you can either do that, or you can put it in your printer side by side as best as you can. Make sure they're aligned. And then put it through your printer. And then when it prints, make sure you print it on cardstock. And then you could just make a whole bunch of them and just fold them in half. And there you go. You know, you got your own card. Granted, one side is bigger than the other, if you can see that. So maybe leave a little bit of a gap, but not too much, so that you can fold it right along here and they would align. Because if you end up taking some of this to fold, if you look at the border, this is, yeah, it is ever so slightly, but not much bigger than this. So you want your card to look framed symmetrically. Is that a word? It's my dictionary. Anyway, so that's another idea. Yeah, so, and then these are all the front covers only. So if you can find two that would go together. Not really. I don't know. There's so many different cards out there. It might be hard to find two that would go together. But that's another idea. It's just buy a bunch of cardstock or that photo paper and maybe that could go. But the thing is, they both look like a cover. Unless I do this as the cover, because it says Merry Christmas, and do this as the back of the card. Or maybe this? No, because they both have writing. See, if they have writing on the front cover, they're more likely that they should be on the front cover. And this doesn't quite go. Now, another thing you could do, which I was thinking with this one, if you decide you want to back it with that, it's very minimal you're cutting off because you want them the same size, right? So you would have to cut a tiny, tiny bit on the top and the bottom. The width is fine. It's the top and bottom, a very tiny bit. And then you could have these two. But to make them look like they were meant to be together, because the blues are the same, the green is the same, the pink is the same. You know what I mean? Like, you, with a little tweaking, it could pass off as a card. And then like all this glittery stuff, I would put it on here. Do glittery on these snowflakes. They have red, yellow, white, blue. I wouldn't do that. I would just do them all in white. White, sparkly, the liquid pearls. And then maybe on the present with the dots, you can do those color of liquid pearls. Do you know what I mean? Like, just enhance it a bit to make them look a little more similar. And then you could make it into a card where it's two-sided if you wanted to. If not, you just take the one and you just glue it, you know, to a cover. What else was there? A whole card where you just cover the inside or just the front. Oh, another thing was, if you wanted to, I don't know which one to use it. Oh, maybe this one. If you wanted to, whoops. You could cut just above the Merry Christmas and use that as an embellishment on another card. And then just cut out these trees, not fussy cutting, because of the star. I don't think it'll work. I think you should just cut it like an oval, unless you have an oval hole paper punch. And then you have 3 tree embellishments and a Merry Christmas. And that can apply to anything. This one, maybe you want to kind of fussy, not perfectly, but kind of fussy cut, you know, just the peaks of the house, down the side, around the water fountain, and then up the side. And you could use that as an embellishment to put onto a card. Like, maybe if you want this as a card of its own, if you cut this out, you could put it down here. It would fit. And then just leave all that. You know, like keep the old ones and play around with it. Maybe this guy, you want to just roughly cut them out, just roughly, and put them on a card. It would fit on one of these. See, look at that. Even with the mouse, and the top of the hat is the tallest, that's the lowest. So you go like that, and it would fit on this card. So it would end up being a smaller card. And then if you wanted to, you could back it with something and then glue this as a focal point. And then once the focal point is on there, you could take liquid pearls and then maybe just dot it on the pom-pom and on the fringe. You know what I mean? Or maybe color in the stars with yellow liquid pearls. You would lose the border, but that's okay. If you want, you can make your own border. Anyways, that's one thing about upcycling old cards that you've received, which that's why when I hear people aren't sending Christmas cards anymore, I'm kind of sad, because I love upcycling cards. You know what I mean? Like you can have so much fun with it. But sign of the times, right? I'll just have to use the ones that I buy in bulk. Yeah, just use those. Okay, another way of making a card. Do you remember all this wrapping paper that I had backed onto cardstock? This is the cardstock. And I backed all the wrapping paper because I wanted to get rid of it. I had so much of it. Well, now we can make use of this. Some are abstract, but they're one directional. See the tree? If it wasn't for the tree, you could do it this way or this way. But because of the tree, it's one direction. Same with this one. It's one direction. This one is multi-directional. These are the easiest to work with. See, even this, even though those guys are all different directions, this is basically multi-directional. Because here he's standing this way. This guy's standing that way. This guy here, this one's going this way, this way, this way. You know, like they're all going different directions. So that's multi-directional. But this is more, well, let's say abstract. This is abstract. This is multi-directional. That is not. So when you take this, you photocopy it onto matte photo paper. Matte photo paper is amazing. Some companies like Staples, Best Buy, I think, sells it. Like those electronic places and office supply places. They might sell cardstock or matte photo paper, which is basically the same thing. It might be made with a different material because the one has to hold photos, but whichever, you can buy it by bulk. All that just to focus on, you can buy it by bulk, and then it becomes very inexpensive. And then you just photocopy this. Then it's your choice. You can either fold it in half and have a nice big Christmas card, or you can cut it down the middle because it's multi-directional, and then you would fold it this way. The crackling sound is the glue. I probably did this with glue stick. You can't do wrapping paper with glue stick. This shiny stuff like magazine paper, you got to use art glitter glue or else the Beacon fabric glue. But anyways, and then you can fold it this way and it would only be like up to here. So it's a smaller card. Or if you wanted to, you could cut it in half again, and it becomes even smaller. Yeah, so that's another way of making the cover of the card to make cards. Now, I love, like, you know, I have tons and tons and tons of wrapping paper, which I used my new photocopier, my Eco Tank, and look at that. Gorgeous. I still haven't tried my mom's material, which is why I was trying to find another printer that would work, because my mom has some really beautiful material and it just wasn't working on the old printer. It came out like shaded and gray and just ugly. But yeah, so this is multi-directional. Now this one is the one I was looking for. I wanted to explain. This one, you can take your hole punch. I have a 1 inch, a 1.5 inch, and a 2 inch. I have another one too, I think a 3 inch. But these, you can take, like I did this on paper. Where's the one I did on paper? Okay, so I don't know if it shows on camera. Can you see the color difference? This is a lot more vibrant, and this is matte photo paper. This is regular printer paper. You see the graying that this causes? This one's more vibrant. That's why matte photo paper, that's the key. Anyways, so you take your hole punch, and then let's say I want that candy cane. Well, I'll have to cut this a little bit to get this in deep enough. But, you know, like the wreath. Wreath. Take my 1.5 inch. There you go. And I could pop it out and use it as an embellishment. Then if I want Santa, maybe use the 2 inch one. Yeah, I'd have to somehow maybe cut off the ho 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 this way, slide this in, do Santa, and then put this ho 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 back like on the card, the cover. These can be embellishments for a plain white card to make it feel Christmas, or you could use it to embellish pages. If you just decide to do the Christmas card with white paper, you can use embellishments like this or stickers and decorate them, right? This becomes embellishments. So you would either cut it out or a round punch, a hole punch it out. And then, yeah, so then that would be for that. But you can cut these out too, each individual. Okay, you have to go around Frosty's butt. But you know what I mean? Like you could cut all these out and they could become embellishments. Any one where the patterns, well, that's stripes. See, these stripes could be the background. You could make a cover with this. Like you would cut it this way, cut it this way. That would be your cover. And then you would glue down some of these on here. Or you would glue down some of the stuff from here on here. Or that one card. Where's that tree? Where's the tree? Is this the tree? No. Oh, that one? No. Where's the tree? Remember that card I had pulled out that had the tree on it? There, that one. You put one of those trees on here. You can use the Merry Christmas on the bottom, and then maybe put Santa Claus up here with the presents. See, Santa Claus with the present can be up above, and then you put this Merry Christmas underneath him. Yeah, so just don't throw anything away, and these are cardstock now. And so you would make your cards out of these sheets. And you can do 4 per sheet. This one goes there. I had them all in a certain order for a reason. Because the ones on top are the easiest to work with. And as you get further in, the papers were a little harder. These are the easier ones. But then these become harder because this is one directional. And I did not save this wrapping paper. You should be doing one this direction and then do one this direction. with all your wrapping paper. If it's not multi-directional, like even with this one, I did it this way. I should have done one where this is upright. Because then if you want to make a card, you could cut it this way and fold it and it would be fine. So, yeah. And then this one's going to be hard. Basically what I figured, because I don't like big cards, I'd have to cut it along here and then fold it. It's the only way I could make this into a card. You could do it with the whole thing, but I don't like such big cards. This one too. So I would probably cut it down the middle, and because some trees are still intact, I would just cut it this way and then fold it. The only difference is this one's going to be not as high as it is wide, which is perfectly fine. But your paper that you're going to put inside, if you make it into a book, it would then have to be, you know, made to go that way. And then these two, I don't know. This one is supposed to be a real dark blue and it came out black. So again, I could take my hole punch and just punch out these stars individually. And then there's this one, which I really don't, this was the metallic. This one did not work out. But I could fussy cut out the stars. Or maybe the smaller one to do the hole punch. And just use it as an embellishment. One other thing is if you have cardstock, no, scrapbooking paper that's cardstock. I have this. I have all these white with gold. And then this one and this one. So if you have some nice scrapbook paper, or you buy Christmas scrapbook paper, each one of these booklets are 6" by 4". And if you think of scrapbook paper, it's 12" by 12", right? So if you're cutting 3 by 6, actually I think it's this way. Yeah, this to this. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do 6 of these little cards that I did on one sheet of scrapbook paper. You can do 6 cards. Now, what I did with this is I took a label. And that's another thing. Labels. All kinds of labels. You know, maybe you like the way it looks or something that's written on it. Stick it on the cover. If you don't mind cutting it down and it's because it's too wide, do it that way. You know, like I could cut this a very small amount to take off the corners, but then cut this way and then it becomes a little one and you can just stick that right in the middle or on the bottom. These were the bigger labels, like this guy. See? Mr. and Mrs. Frosty. Now, I could, very small sliver, take off this side so the rounded corners are gone. And then just cut it this way. Maybe cut out the bird and put him up here somewhere because they look like they're looking up. And there you go. You've decorated a cover. Okay, then for the pages, what I chose to do, see, I took the label for the cover, and then the pages, this is actually wrapping paper. Those cardstock sheets I had showed you, well, I did some photocopy on regular paper. These are my scraps. So now that I have scraps, I could cut these guys out and put them on the cover of some of these if I wanted to. But yeah, so they're different. Yeah, this one. See, with this one, there we go. With this one, see, they're different, the two of them. This has 2 rows of this red square, where this one only has 1, because that was at the bottom of the page. And then whatever, like, yeah, see, this red should have been right here, but I had cut it off. So one of these will have that red. Nope, it doesn't. One of them do. Is it that one? Nope. Anyways, this was the bottom of the page, so I left this gray part, and then I just measured the height of the card here, cut it down to there, then I stuck it inside, and then cut it, you know, like, so that it's the right size for the booklet. It's a little bit smaller, the page, but that's okay. And then I took another wrapping paper, did the same thing, but this is the one with the 2 snowmen. And then here's the other guy. He was probably, nope, wrong color. So the blue one. There. This guy was probably over here. And so I just cut it to size for this card. This, you know, the photocopy. These are all photocopies. And then I decided I wanted to have this guy, graph paper, and then this guy. So we put that. Now, if you want to, you could do it this way and then have this guy like this in the middle. But I like the shorter one on the front cover because it then shows the graph paper. There. So now all I have to do is bind it. Write a little note on the back cover, and then they can write whatever they want in here. They can write if they went to somebody's place for Christmas dinner, what they had for Christmas dinner, you know, if there was a special guest, something silly one of the kids did, you know, whatever you want, you could write in here. These are lighter colors. So if you had a black pen, you could write right over it, just like I did with Valerie's card. I had a pattern on the back side where I wrote, you know, happy birthday and all that. I wrote right over the pattern, straight across. As long as the colors aren't too dark, you can do that. So that's another idea. Cutouts from your wrapping paper. Oh, there's another one. Where's the other one? Where are the trees? The trees were here. Oh, there they are. So if you want, you can cut directly. I don't like this one. Skip that one. You can cut directly out of your wrapping paper too. Now, remember, wrapping paper curls, which is why these are curling. But once you glue them down, it'll be fun. It'll be fine and fun. But when you're working with it, it'll be a little difficult. And if you wanted to, like this one doesn't have a star, well, I can cut out like a star from this one. They have stars. I could just cut around or fussy cut because it's not that skinny. And then I can just glue it on the top of this tree. These have stars, but if you want to change the color, cut one out and just put it right on top. If you want to take liquid pearls and do the dots in liquid pearls, make a little sparkly. But these can be the cover too. See, just put it right on there and that's it, plain and simple. Granted, the pattern to me, it feels like it's upside down. You know what I mean? This one's real pretty too. There you go. That one looks pretty. Okay, so one more thing I'm going to add, and then we'll be done. No, actually 3. I'll try and do this fast. These are Where are they? Do, 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 do. They're not here. Okay, these are actually cards that you can, it's perforated and you can separate them, and they're for your presents. Well, what I did, I decided to photocopy just on regular white paper, and then like the Merry Christmas I could cut out on its own. The tree, I could cut that out on its own. The garland, I could cut, you know, like either square or round. Reindeers, you can cut all this out and they become embellishments for your card. These are all the labels I have. Now, quite honestly, what you could do is just do the one strip and then use that to make a card. So the card would be like this size. Maybe a little bigger if you leave some white. But if you only do half the page and you make sure the white is on the left side so that when you fold it, each one of these could be a card. Fold this and just photocopy that side. As long as it's on this side, right? No, you'd have to photocopy it this way. The opening is on this side, in the middle, for this, because you need the white strip to be over here. And then you can make these into cards. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them. Oh, this is worksheets, and these are the actual photocopies. I only did the one. Oh, because I was checking the colors, and the colors are pretty good. This one's a little grayed out. This one looks really close. So that's an idea. These, excuse me, these are cards. Again, these guys, if you wanted to, you could glue them onto a piece of printer paper. Remember, the fabric glue or the art glitter glue. Glue it down and then photocopy them. If you want these labels, you can do that with. These strips, you can do it with. These. Okay, so that's the embellishment. These are the cards. This is the pages. And what I like about making them myself, it just shows that you're doing it from the heart. I think that means a lot, or at least it should, because you're putting in your time and effort. You don't have to have money to make things beautiful. Oh, I have some more here, some more labels. To and from, to and from. Oh, these I didn't because they said to and from. Whereas this one, you're just going for the pattern to be embellishments. The to and from is scrap. That's why I didn't use these, because they all said to and from. And I couldn't think of any way, like if you white it out, it would show, right? Mind you, this one, because it's half, you could just have the half and then put that like on the bottom of the card down here. But then you still have all this to decorate too. Santa Claus too, you could just use that part of it. The sleigh. The stocking, you could fussy cut it out, maybe do it square. So you can use these too. They're just a little more particular, right? Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. When I bind this, if I'm not going to use it as a dangle and I don't want the string to show, I was thinking of putting just a strip of washi tape. Now remember, half of it's on one side, half of it's on the other. So it's only a tiny bit that ends up showing, right? Because you're folding it over. And I think as long as there's red in the pattern, I think it would look really, really nice because you're adding those sparkles. This is supposed to be a red. It kind of looks like a pink and red, but anyways, and you have to use glue stick with this. Put this on your finger like this and rub it along the top of the glue stick. It'll washi tape is not dependable. And then that way it'll stay permanent. And then one last thing I forgot to mention, fancy scissors. So these are all different pattern. Now this came with the box. There's that one. I'll move it down a bit. There's that one, that one, that one, and that one. Now what happens is you hold on to the handle part and you pull this out. And then you can switch it for this one, let's say. And there. Or if you want the zigzag, switch it out like that. And there, now you got the zigzag one. I don't know what brand this is. Binwish. It says Binwish decorative paper edge scissors. English, French, and Spanish. Made in China. So that's what came with the box, is these. One handle, 5 blades. The one that kind of like the zigzag, but it's curvy, that's for stamps. Then there's a zigzag, then is the wavy, and then these two fancy trimming edge. Now, the reason why I mentioned these is this sticker, before you take it off of its backing, right? Like I would take straight scissors just to separate the two. And then you can take your fancy edge scissors and have nice fancy edges on it before you stick it onto your card. The dollar store, I think it was a dollar store. It says Studio, which is dollar store. They had this set. And this one is, it's kind of a wavy, but it's like all straight lines. I don't know how to describe it. Then you got the zigzag, and then you've got the fancy edging. See this one? It's kind of like straight lines, down, across, up, across, down, across. But it's all straight. It's not wavy. Whereas this one is wavy. So that's why I got the 2 sets. And luckily this one only came in a 3-pack because now they all fit in this case. What's this paper? Oh, I got some paper in here. Hey guys, I got some paper in here. I didn't even realize it. Oh, they give you 3 sheets. Yellow, pink, and blue. Oh well, I didn't know it was there, so let's just leave it there for now. So I go that way, that way. No, not that way. That would have to be that way. And then, I don't know how I do this, but it does all fit. So maybe I do this one this way. No, it won't fit. All the handles have to be that way. And then these guys go in here. There we go. And it has a little lock. I love the case. And that's all I have in there. If I can ever pick and choose one scissor, like there should be a company that carries all of the different shapes. And you can buy each one, let's say maybe for $5 or $7 or something, for just one scissor. It would be worth to just buy the 2 that you want. Because yes, I have a lot of variety here. But there is one, and I forget what it looks like. There is one more that I would love to get. But I don't want to buy a pack of 6 or 7 or whatever the pack is. just to have that one that I want. So there should be a company out there that makes these, that sells them one by one, like Studio, Dollarama. Would be a perfect project for them. Sell them one by one. Oh, but then they have to carry all the patterns. More shelf space. Anyways, enough. So there you have it. Whether you're making just a card or whether you choose to make it into a booklet, you could even do it with a photo album. It's Christmas right now. And so I thought this would be a fun Christmas project. Now, honestly, one other idea, if you don't want it as a card, you don't want it as a booklet, what you could do is even cut it down again, fold it in half so the booklet's even smaller, and make it into an ornament for the tree. You could always have on the pages that are inside. Okay, so now we're using our imagination. This is half the size. So the booklet would be opening this way. Nice and small for your tree. And you would have white pages or yellow, a light blue, light green. And then what you could do is on every page, now remember, this is half the size, you could go on the cover page, 2024. Next page, first Advent. You can put the date of the Advent, or you could go, I don't know, I forget now, I have it written down. Joy, first Advent, and then put the date. Love, second Advent, and put the date. Peace, third Advent, whatever it is. I don't remember them by heart. But you know what I mean? You could just write it. And then when it's hanging on the tree, somebody's going to obviously go and look at the booklet. Does it have writing inside? And, or you could name the songs, like Jingle Bells. Next page, Winter Wonderland, Hark the Herald Angels, 12 Days of Christmas, whatever. You could just name all the songs or name all the reindeers on each page of the booklet. Just whatever your theme's going to be, make sure you have enough pages, because the reindeers, there is 8 reindeers and Rudolph, so that's 9, which means you have to make sure that you have 9 spots to write the reindeer names. And each one is on a separate page, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this whole page would be one reindeer. And if you happen to find some reindeers that you can cut out. Did I have a reindeer on here? Yeah, here. I got a reindeer. So I could cut this out, photocopy it like 9 times. Well, not on one sheet, but like I would photocopy one, then on that photocopy, put this one on it. So now you have 2, photocopy it, which then makes it 4, photocopy it, and then it makes it 8. So you would have 8 reindeers. But so you'd be photocopying 4 times. But you could always put that picture with the reindeer's name. Make sure he doesn't have a red nose. Maybe take a Sharpie and make it black. Give it time to dry though, because I know the ones I'm showing you are shiny. So if they're shiny stickers and you try and take away the red with the black Sharpie, you'll want to give it some time to dry. Maybe test it out. Actually, no, if you photocopy it, it would be paper, so it wouldn't matter. You could just do it right on the photocopy and it would take. So you'd have 8 that have black noses, and then Rudolph's, you would leave the red nose. Anyways, you know how much I love to talk? Talk. 49 minutes. Look at that. So I hope that gives you some ideas. And remember, you can use any of these ideas for any occasion, even birthday, anniversary, wedding anniversary, like whatever. It does not matter. If you want to give somebody a card just for fun, you could just put something whimsical on the cover. Here's a whimsical idea. Put Santa Claus on here with the Easter Bunny. You have Santa Claus here. You have the Easter Bunny here. Maybe put a four-leaf clover up here. And then one of the presents from Santa could be a heart. That's pretty whimsical. It's like you're confused. What holiday is it? It's not for any, it's all of them. Just have fun with it. Put a red nose on a dog. The person has a dog that you want to give a booklet to. Put a dog on it and make his nose red. Like, just for fun. Why not? Go have fun. Be creative. Don't follow rules. It's boring to follow rules. Yeah, okay. Putting a booklet together, you need a cover that's strong. You need pages that are more, flimsy. That's paper so that you can write and draw. But other than those basic rules, don't follow rules. Like I used wrapping paper as a page. But it's light enough. I've chosen one light enough that you can write right over it. If you have a black pen, you can write right over it and you'd still be able to read it. So you go for it. Have fun. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And unfortunately, this most likely will be the last one of the year. If I think of something and I have time and I want to share something that's fun, I will post another video. But saying that Christmas is next week, we are the 19th. So 6 days is Christmas. So most likely I'll be not posting for the next couple of weeks. I hope everybody enjoys their holidays. Merry Christmas. If you're not a Christmas person, then happy holidays. Happy New Year. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season. And I will see you all in January, in the new year, with a new game plan and new goals. And love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of my channel. And lots of love to everybody. And remember, do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. Take care, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.